I'm going to try this again, y'all. I don't know what's wrong with my phone. Probably not a thing, it's me. Something that's been really on my mind lately and bothering me is being a shopaholic. Now, that's a real thing, y'all. People joke about it all the time. The medical term is oniomania. Um, I don't know when really this started for me. I've thought about it, and I think that when I got married the first time and started working, and I had my own money, and I was making a little home, but it's not it's not a joke. It's not funny. It's horrible. It's really horrible. Um, the good thing for me is that I have never not paid my bills. I have never not paid my rent or mortgage. Um, I have maxed out credit cards before. That is for certain. Um, there are all kinds of things that you can try to do, and I saw a counselor for it. And things like, first of all, don't have any credit cards. If you do, put them in a block of ice in the freezer so they're hard to get to. But we know that does not work, because if you have a credit card with anybody, all you have to do is give them your name, and they can look you up in their system, and boom, you can charge. You don't need that plastic card, which is sad. And you can leave your debit card at home and take some cash with you. Now, y'all, I intend to do that all the time, but I don't ever walk around with cash. I like to have in my bank account uh, everything that I spend money on, whether it's Starbucks, the drugstore, whatever that is. I like to have a record of it, besides a bunch of loose receipts. Good Lord, I hate those things. But now, when I was living in my van and I was living off my Social Security, $1,000 a month, and then they started taking out my Part B, which was 134. Then I got a little help with that because my insurance was so low. Um, when I lived in Tank, and when it takes everything you have, to put gas in your home and to keep the maintenance up, eat, have a gym membership, have some internet. Um, so by the time you take care of those things, then you've used up your money. So one, I didn't have the money to spend, and two, I didn't have room to put anything. Since I have been blessed with this little cottage, I truly have lost my mind. And the the way that works is, at least for me, you're compulsive, uh, and you have very low impulse control. And the way that And for me, it's not about impressing anybody. Um, it's all about me. Do I like it? Does it make me feel good? Is it pretty? When I wear it, does it make me feel good? Um, and I can shop for other people, my family. You know, part of it is the actual shopping part where you're looking. And I always have looked for bargains. Even when I was making good money and my husband was making good money, I still went to the 75% off rack first. I rarely ever paid full price for anything. But so it's the thrill of the hunt. And so then I would buy things and take them home, and then I'd feel guilty. And so I'd return everything or almost everything. Now, I did that for a long time. Um, I would just buy stuff, take it home, take it back. Now, mostly, like I've never been a jewelry person. I rarely have ever bought myself any jewelry. Um, I've never been really into clothes. I mean, jeans and tops, a few pairs of shoes. Uh, I've never really. I've known people that, I mean, their closets were stuffed. I mean, stuffed. Everything was wrinkled. You couldn't find anything. There were things in there that had tags on them that you forgot you bought. Bags in the bottom of the closets that had stuff in it that they forgot was even there. I didn't do that. Um, the guilt, and people say, well, just don't do it. Well, just don't drink. Just don't do drugs. Uh, just stop eating sugar. Your diabetes will be fine. Quit eating so much and you won't be fat. I mean, it's like that, y'all. It's it's not like that. It's not like you can just say, okay, that's it. Not going to do that anymore. So you feel ashamed of yourself for not having more control. Um, I actually did get a fun money job when I was married to my last husband. We bought this really nice house, and I was spending a fortune in the yard, and I wasn't working. And he said something to me one day, and he didn't say it in a mean way at all. Uh, Nothing like that. And he said, I think you need to get a job to support that yard habit. Well, I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? He's right. Because I felt guilty when I would spend the money. But did that stop me? No. Lowe's knew me by name. So I did. I got a job working at Kmart. I loved it. Spent most of my money in there, but it kept me out of our budget, the household budget, and all of that. And he had a savings uh, set up that he had when we got married. And that was not my savings, y'all. That was his savings. And like I said, I never overspent. Like, I never had to face my husband and say, I'm sorry, I wiped out our bank account. Um, but it's like I just need to do it. So, and you're ashamed of yourself. And you're fighting with yourself all the time. If you have a drinking problem, then just imagine how you are constantly thinking about your next drink. But you're fighting with yourself and you're saying, no, I am not going to take that drink. Or sugar, no, I am not going to eat that donut. Whatever your addiction might be, no, I am not going to the racetrack. I'm not betting on that football game. Um, One of the things that really helped me when I was working is when I had a 401k and I had money taken out of my paycheck every payday, a certain amount. And when you got to a certain level, I think it was, then your employers started to match that. Now, 401ks work differently. It depends on how the employer sets theirs up. I was so happy to have that, y'all. And every few months, I would increase my deduction by a couple of percent. If you don't have it, you don't miss it. Well, now I don't have a 401k, y'all. Uh, what I am going to do is I am going to, which I pretty much already know, but I'm going to go over my budget again. And whatever I should be saving, I am going to give that to a person that I trust to hang on to it, to only give it to me if I have a real need. If my baby gets sick, if I blow out some tires, or I have a big mechanical thing, but enough is enough. It's enough. Um, no matter how little money you have or how big a money you have, it can still be a problem. So I hope y'all don't have this problem. I hope you're not an alcoholic. I hope you don't abuse drugs. Um, I hope you're not a gambler. Um, but being a shopaholic, that's an addiction. And so I am really going to try to do better with that. It's not being a good steward with your money, and I know it. And I disappoint myself all the time. And dang it, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I love it. I love it. I love to get a bargain. I'm so proud of myself. Oh my God. I saved 50%. My husband used to say you could save 100% if you just hadn't bought it. He was so right. But anyway, y'all, that's I don't mean for this to be a downer thingy at all. It's just that it's a confession, and sometimes if you speak something aloud like that, you can feel a little more accountable. And that's what I'm hoping for. Now, I'm not saying, you know, I'm never going to the thrift store again, but by handing over some money to a trusted friend, there's not going to be very much. It'll be little stuff. But y'all, and I know there'll be a couple people who will say that's just ridiculous. Just put the money away and forget about it. Well, it doesn't work that way. If it did, I wouldn't have a problem. So that's it, y'all. I have run on for too long, and it's getting cloudy again, and I've got to go do that paperwork. I have to do it today. So, y'all do something fun, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.